This is 1360 AM. WNJC, Washington Township, Philadelphia. Philadelphia's Renaissance radio station. Brought to you from Forsyth Broadcasting. Or listen to us at WNJCradio.com.
Okay, everyone, it's time to put on your listening ears, thinking caps, and laughing shoes. It's time for the Doc and Amy Show with your sweethearts of the airwaves who agree to disagree, well, sometimes.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC. It just starts in black and white.
Take it away, Doc and Amy.
You feel blame?
No.
Feel rage?
Oh, yeah.
Are you mad?
Uh-huh.
Do you feel like Woods Bob Referendus?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. I just love that. Thank you, John. And thank you, everyone, for joining us here at the Doc and Amy Show. It is, again, Sunday, just like you expected. And we are here bringing you whatever it is that we do. I really haven't found a way to define it yet, but you can keep up with us and connect with us. You can call us at 856-227-1360. You can find us on the internet, www.docandamyshow.com, which is we have a little fun website with all our archive shows and everything there, and links to all our sponsors and that sort of thing. You can twit us, and it's at Doc and Amy Show. You can email us, docandamy@gmail.com. You can write us a letter, and of course, you can send any, incidental correspondence here to WNJC Radio 1360. We're proud to be here. Also proud to be here is Amy. Hello. How are you, Donnie?
Good. Are you done now?
It's kind of my job to intro the show, if you don't mind. I mean, that should be taken care of right up front. So I apologize for, boring you if I was doing that. John is with us. How you doing, John?
How's it going?
Everything's fine. He's succinct as always. So
That's good. That's a good thing because we're not.
Yes. Well, I guess it allows us more latitude to put our feet in our mouths. So today we have several very cool things that we are going to share with you. One of the first things that I want to share is, actually it's not a sharing, but it's a shout out to our good friend, a friend of the Doc and Amy Show in Glasgow, Scotland. Hello, Helen. Thank you for listening. I've had a pleasure exchanging emails, and that's been a delight. So I hope if you're listening out there, wherever you are, you'll drop us a line and let us know how you feel about the show. And you can do that at thedocandamyshow.com.
Hi, Helen.
Hi, Helen.
Hi, Helen.
Okay, stop. So,
whatever.
Here we go. Now, I have been on occasion starting the show with descriptions of various holidays for the month that is upon us. I don't know if anybody was able to partake of it, but it was Friday, I guess, was National Donut Day.
I forgot.
Free donuts, everybody. I hope you took advantage of that.
And I was at Dunkin' Donuts, too. But may I interrupt? I will anyway.
It's funny you should ask now that you're interrupting. Go ahead.
They have a coupon out for a free, you get a free mug if you buy a coffee. And then you can use that mug all summer in the
sweetheart,
or whatever. But
if you want to promote Dunkin' Donuts, wait until they pay us some money.
But I went there Friday, and I got my free mug, but I forgot my free donut. I could have gotten 2 free things. Now, the cheap in me is really sad about that I missed out on something free.
Well, so I want you to kind of modify your technique from now on. There's no sense plugging a business in order to point out your indiscretions. We charge money for that. However, National Donut Day was the original Salvation Army Donut Day, first observed by the Salvation Army in 1917 during World War I.
Really?
And I, as much as they probably don't care to admit it, I certainly am proud to. I've been affiliated with the Salvation Army since 1969, so I've held commissioned posts and things like that. So
they started the first Donut Day?
They did.
Really?
How about that?
How come? Did they get
because the
sponsorship?
Salvation Army, what they used to call lassies, ladies involved in the program, they were sent to the front lines of Europe and gave out home-cooked foods and provided morale boosts, and often they gave them donuts that they cooked in oil inside of the metal helmets of a American soldier who would donate it for that purpose.
No way.
No way.
That is so stinking cool.
Yeah. So.
And I bet those donuts
and you know what? The American
awesome.
I can't even speak. The American infantrymen were often called doughboys for that reason.
You know, I
do
think
know. I just read it right here.
Some kind of story about that, and that's why they named the Pillsbury Doughboy the Doughboy. It was some story about all that connection there.
Probably
now,
because of his helmet. Yes.
This is all coming to
it all comes.
fruition.
It's all yes. We're one with everything now. It's the Buddhist Docandamy show. Yes, thank you very much, Dalai Lama. So I just wanted to cover that part. However, that leads us into today, which is the 8th, I believe, of June.
Mm-hmm.
So this day today is Best Friends Day, and it's also Name Your Poison Day.
It isn't BFF Day?
I hope not.
Name your poison, like poison that I could kill someone I didn't like, or poison what I'd like to drink.
Let's find out, shall we? The Name Your Poison Day is a day to make a choice. The term Name Your Poison is commonly used to suggest that you select among a number of options.
Okay.
The term has negative connotations. The origin of this term is unknown, but at the time it probably referred to some unhappy choice. It's commonly used when asking someone what type of alcoholic drink that they want. But it's also used to refer to any choice of options, good or bad. For example, Name Your Poison may refer to selecting an ice cream flavor, a dessert choice, etc. No one knows the origin of the day. Probably we don't want to know. Backing up to Best Friends Day. No, it's not backing up to Best Friends Day. Hey, hang on. I could cause a lot of trouble right here. I didn't want to say that. Everybody stop. Freeze. No.
Do-over.
Yes. Yes. It is today.
Let's rewind to Best Friends Day.
Yes.
Let's revisit.
Yes. It's a time to enjoy and appreciate your best friend, a day to honor and cherish the relationship. The suggestions we have are celebrating Best Friend Day is by spending time with your best friend. We need some butterfly music here. Making efforts to find a best friend if you don't currently have one. Giving a small gift or card to your best friend. And calling an old best friend that you've lost touch with. I'm starting to...
that's cool.
No, yes, whatever.
Personally, how I like to celebrate Best Friends Day is when my best friend buys me things. I can name my poison if they like, or any high-quality alcoholic beverage would work. Maybe a gift card or something. That's how I prefer.
Next year I'm going with the backing up things. I just have to refine it a little bit. But I'm going to work with that.
And I don't want to,
serendipity.
Take up any of their time any more than I have to, so I won't get them anything. They could just buy me things. That would be great.
How altruistic of you, Don.
It is.
You're a regular Albert Schweitzer.
Very thoughtful.
Yes, you certainly
I
am. Okay.
That's how I roll.
That's, yes. Well, you certainly rolled right over that little holiday. So this is just some small sample of the idiocy that we're up to here. You can join this idiocy, 856-227-1360. You can tweet us. I have the Twitter thing right up in front of us. Check it periodically. And that is at docandamy show. And I guess that's probably the most practical too right now. But I also had a couple of other stories here. What I always like to do right off the bat, as everyone knows, and if you are a first-time listener to the Docandamy Show, we do a little segment called Two People, One Quote. And how this works...
It's not little anymore, let's be honest.
Oh, it's taking the country by storm, yes.
It is.
Yeah, people, you can read about it in all the papers. It is a segment where offers John a quote and then presents two potential authors for that quote, and John has to determine which one is the legitimate author for the quote. So it's a very it's an exciting game because it has been bouncing back and forth week to week. And it's very funny too, because what we do is we take quotes from late night hosts, late night television hosts, and see if we can who can stump whom on this.
They're good this week. They're really
Yes,
good.
they were.
There were some. I had to go I just had to use 2 days of quotes. That's it. Usually I have to go through the whole week to find something that meets my extremely high standards.
Yes.
My comedic standards.
To get the Amy seal of approval.
It has to.
Yes.
And it's hard. It's hard to, meet my qualifications.
I'm still haven't gotten the Amy seal of approval. It's been 7 years. Alrighty. Well, now, John, have you been studying? Have you been staying up nights?
Won
Okay.
3 of the last 4.
You're so full of
Yeah,
crap.
3 of the last 4. So John has made his comeback. He was kind of on a hiatus there for a while, but he has certainly stepped up to the plate. The last 4 games, he has won 3. So it's now last week was, I think, Amy's victory.
Did I win last week?
No, I won last week.
You won last. It was the week
week.
before.
The week
Okay.
before I won.
Came down
Okay.
to the wire last week.
Yeah,
Yes.
it did.
So it did. It was tied 2-2, which it gives me hives. It's an amazing, very exciting moment
I need
for me.
to get you out
that
more.
pivotal. Well, you can back up your best friend day. Anyway,
Oh my God.
yes, harumph. What we're going to do is take off on 2 people, 1 quote, and see how Amy and John are doing in this. John, everyone, all competitors, those who are about to joust, we salute you and good luck.
Okay, here we go. First quote. Donald Sterling has agreed to sell the LA Clippers for $2 billion. Let that be a lesson to your kids. If you make a racist remark to your mistress, you will get a check for $2 billion. Kids, if you're listening, don't listen.
Kids, if you have a mistress, whatever.
Okay, was that Conan O'Brien or Jimmy Fallon?
I'm going to say Jimmy Fallon.
It was Conan.
Oh, that's one for Amy.
I very carefully chose the comparisons this week.
Oh, this is a very scientific
Yeah.
process, John. You should see it at work.
No, it is because I say the quote in my head, and then it usually comes to me who would say it. It is scientific. But anyway, next quote.
It's more metaphysical.
Yeah, it is.
Angels sing, there's a big shaft of light. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
It's like a Monty Python movie.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. In my head, every second of my life.
Yes. Little butt.
Bring out your dead. But I'm not dead yet. Alrighty then.
Little butt trumpets.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Amy
anyway,
is up.
Sorry.
Okay.
We digress. President Obama says that the United States never leaves soldiers behind, but that's because we never leave.
It's true.
That was good. Was it Jimmy Kimmel or David Letterman?
I'm going to say David Letterman.
It was.
All right.
I
so
wrote down David Latterman. I don't know why I did that.
you really don't have to share your,
I don't.
incompetencies
It was
with
funny.
us. We're trying
It
to
was
maintain
funny.
a certain,
Yeah,
crap here.
okay.
So it's tied up 1-1. This is the way it should be going. Very good. Let's see what we get
Okay.
next.
Disney announced they're making a live-action Beauty and the Beast. Of course, we're all familiar with the story. An attractive woman falls for a horrible monster and then forces him to sell his NBA team for $2 billion. Was that Seth Meyers or Craig Ferguson?
I'm going to say Seth Meyers.
It was Craig Ferguson.
Oh, that's 2.
That was a
Amy.
tough one.
Yeah.
1 for still anybody's ball game. We
Because
do
some of
5.
them just sound like somebody else said them. So it's hard.
Well, if you do Craig Ferguson's with a little bit of a Scottish accent, it might be a little help to him.
Yeah, maybe Helen can help us out with that.
Yes, Helen.
I don't really
call
have
in and
the
read the
broad-
quotes for us next week.
I sounded like I was Russian. Forget it. That's something I have not
Hardly.
mastered. Okay. The brog. I do with
You hardly sound Russian.
the chin comes up to my lip. I don't know.
That was not the Russian coverage.
That was not the Russian.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
We are 2-1. Amy's favorite. Let's see how it
There
turns
we
out.
go. This summer marks the 75th anniversary of Little League Baseball, or to put it in Little League terms, 6 innings. I've lived that. So, was that
Haven't we?
Seth Meyers or David Letterman?
I'm going to say Seth Meyers.
It was.
All right, now this is the
See?
excitement of a lifetime. 2-2. This is the pivotal question
Excitement of a lifetime.
of my lifetime. Whatever.
Okay.
No, this is how the game should be. This is how. Whatever. Put a lid on that, will you? This is where I like the game to be at this point because it's anybody's game. It comes down to the final question, the tie breaking. It's awesome. I love this part.
I'm
Let's
so
see how it
glad
comes
you're
out.
happy. Okay, last one. This week, Tom Brady's 18,000 square foot LA mansion was sold to Dr. Dre for $40 million. Now, $40 million might sound a lot, but remember, he's a doctor. That was good. Jimmy Fallon or Seth Meyers?
Jimmy Fallon.
It was Seth Meyers.
All right. Amy
That was
pulls
a
ahead.
good quote. That was really funny.
They were all very funny this week.
They were
They
good
outdid
ones.
themselves, yes.
Yeah.
So Amy wins the two people, one quote for this week, 3-2. John has some catching up to do. He's still ahead in the last 5 games. It's 3-2.
Yes. And I like how you reorganize the scoring based. So if we count the last 41 games, John's ahead. And then next week, if we count the last 27 and a half games.
I did work for the government at one point.
I know, I can tell.
Anyway, well played, John and Amy. Well done. Amy, again, victorious, and the two people, one quote. We may just, at some point, open this up to take suggestions from the world population at large to see what kind of things they can send in to try to stump John. But, if you have any suggestions, you can send them to the docandamyshow.com. And what are you doing over there?
I'm making sounds.
What was that? Well, okay. My ex-mother-in-law, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did that just for you.
Perfect. Moving on.
I would like to just talk about this story if I could. And this is really all for you.
It should be.
To quote the Janet Jackson song. What are you doing? He was like lip syncing on the microphone.
Can you? Was that hers? Oh, you nasty boys.
Oh yeah, nasty boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's great. So I was reading.
The only one I know.
Yeah, that's great. That's really great. This was all for you.
I couldn't tell Janet and Michael apart, so I don't know.
No. Okay. Well, I started reading this thing about 10 things beer wants you to do with it, which just out of curiosity. So, I mean, some of the stuff
we're prepared for this.
I know. Some of it was like put out a fire with it. Marinate and cook your meat in it, which we all know about.
Yes, we do.
Apparently, if you soak your feet in it, it loosens calluses and stuff. I don't know about this stuff. And then it says,
what a waste of beer.
I know. And then it says it can protect from slugs and roaches and stuff. You pour it in a cup and put it in the ground. I don't know about that. But then there's this little thing blurb at the bottom, and it said it gave a recipe for how to make beer popsicles at home.
Beer popsicles.
Yeah, I want to try it. What do you think?
Beer popsicles.
It's beer, agave nectar, and limes. You could probably use simple syrup too.
Or tequila, apparently.
Beer and tequila?
Well, the tequila won't freeze, so that's a bad idea. That's why you use
it would be
agave
like
nectar.
a slushy. Yeah, but you just
though I wouldn't mind trying.
No, really.
Yes.
You just put them in like a plastic cup and stick a popsicle stick in. But I wonder how it would taste.
Let me guess. Like beer.
No, but I mean, I wonder if it would taste good though. I want to try it.
I don't care really. I'll eat the stick to get to the beer.
So we're gonna try it next weekend. I want to try it.
Oh, well, good.
So if anybody wants to try the recipe, it's just 6 cans of beer, 6 teaspoons of agave nectar, and 6 limes. 666. Just remember that. When you think of me, just remember 666.
It sounds evil.
Yeah, it is, and it's great. I mean, I
So where do you get agave nectar?
just right at the supermarket. They sell it there.
They do.
Yeah, it's right in with the sweeteners. You just mix it all together and pour it in, and bammo, you got a beer popsicle. Why didn't I think of that? Bammo.
Or a frisbee. No, that's whammo. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this
Doesn't that sound good, though?
I'm so happy to hear that and be past that segment of scintillating radio.
Oh, stop.
I have an item here that caught my eye. Actually, 2. They're related.
Okay.
And this is the headline that caught my eye. 115-pound woman wins Illinois hot dog eating contest. So when you get into forgive me, the meat of the article. Sorry about that. In Bloomingdale, Illinois, Michelle Lesko is petite, but the 115-pound competitive eater still managed to gobble down more than 28 hot dogs and buns to win an eating contest in suburban Chicago.
That's disgusting. How long did it take her?
If you'll be patient, darling.
This is exciting. I don't want to wait.
Sit over there and come up with another booze recipe. The Arlington Heights Daily Herald reports the Arizona native won Saturday's qualifiers for the July 4th hot dog eating contest at New York's Coney Island. However, the competition in Bloomingdale, about 20 miles from Chicago, was won more than a dozen of preliminary rounds before the main event. 8 people faced off to see who could eat the most hot dogs in 10 minutes. Lesko set a new Illinois record and beat Eric Badlands Booker, who gobbled more than 27 hot dogs. He weighs about 4 times that of Lesko. After winning, Lesko said, "I can't wait to burp."
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's most people go to Disneyland. She can't wait to burp.
So let me understand this. They go through various rounds. So that same day, did she have to also be in a contest with people to eat hot dogs? So she didn't just eat 28; she ate them all day long.
Oh yeah, she probably ate 400 or 500 hot dogs. No, they were. It's probably done, in separate days.
That's so disgusting.
To keep the suspense alive.
Hot dogs are the nastiest thing on the face of the earth.
They are, and this picture shows them coming out of the bun end on with that weird puckery thing at the end. I don't know.
Oh, that little crease thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of something. Ugh. It's just gross.
So she's a 115-pound woman, eats 28 hot dogs. Now, keep that in mind. Moving on, there was another story that was similar that caught my eye, and there's a reason it caught my eye, but we'll get into that in a moment. Nebraska woman wolfs down 2 4.5-pound steaks. In Amarillo, Texas, a Nebraska woman, all these people are from out of town. I mean, they must be on the tour, the eating tour.
Yeah, really, no kidding.
Anyway, this Nebraska woman celebrated breaking a Texas steakhouse's speed record for eating a 4.5-pound slab of beef by polishing off another one. The Amarillo Globe News and the Big Texan Steak Ranch's Twitter page say that competitive eater Molly Schuyler finished her first steak in 4 minutes and 58 seconds.
Oh, my God.
The previous record was 8 minutes and 52 seconds. The 5 foot...
She must be swallowing it whole.
Listen. The 5'7", 125-pound mother from Bellevue, Nebraska, ate her second 4.5-pound steak in 9 minutes and 59 seconds. So the second one was, competing with the standing record. The restaurant foots the bill for anyone who could eat one of the steaks, a baked potato, shrimp, salad, and bread roll in under an hour. So Schuyler ate those side dishes as well. In February, the self-described bottomless pit ate 363 chicken wings in 30 minutes in Philadelphia, I guess the Wing Bowl.
What?
So this is a 125-pound woman, eats 9 pounds of steak with sides in, under an hour. The other gal, 115 pounds, eats 28 hot dogs in record time. This reminds me, the reason this stuck in my, jumped out in my face is that this brought back some very disturbing memories of several first dates that I had. I remember one in particular. We were talking on the phone, hadn't seen each other, and she described herself. She said, I hope you won't be disappointed if I don't have the body of a long distance runner. And I said, no, I like them thin, but I'm not a fanatic. Okay, so I go to TGI Fridays to wait, and she had told me ahead of time she's going to be wearing a sweater, a white sweater with a little gold anchor. So I get there ahead of time. I'm working on some blueprints. I was putting a system together for a house, and I look out the window and hear the USS Love Boats waddling up to dry dock. The anchor was probably used, when not being an accessory, to stop probably a rowboat or I don't know. And she commenced to eat with both hands, talking simultaneously. Neither of the eating or the talking ever stopped. We both had our hands full of carrying her takeout. She ordered one of everything on the menu. It was for coffee originally. It was the blind date from hell. It really was. So
So she was honest, though. She said she didn't have the body of a long distance runner, and she
had the body of the entire track. She was.
She didn't technically lie.
No, I guess if you really want to be compassionate, she did not technically lie. If she were lying, there would be no getting over or around. But anyway.
That's lovely.
So that's why that kind of jumped out at me as a a news story. I don't. There are reasons that they do, but I'm not sure.
What I'm thinking is when these people are eating this, they're not chewing. They can't be. They must be swallowing chunks whole.
Oh, I'm sure that they don't masticate to completion. Sorry, that just came to me. I try to be spontaneous, John, and it always backfires.
Oh my God!
Did that sound weird too? I don't know.
It sounded odd.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's a random story because I'm completely off my game now.
Yeah.
And I have to.
We're on it.
I have to kind of paraphrase this because I don't want to offend any delicate sensibilities out in the crowd. So, or John's.
Yeah. Okay.
In Spokane, Washington, the sheriff tells his deputies no intimate relations on duty.
Okay.
They can't have
kissy
and
with
such
their
on no intimate relations on duty.
Right.
Yes, to take that to the furthest degree. Apparently, one of the deputies was fired for having
kissing.
Intimate relations.
Yeah. Okay.
On the job, and he got his job back through arbitration. So the sheriff initiated a memo that doing things on duty that you shouldn't be doing that fall under the category of intimate relations is a breach of the public trust and a breach of the sheriff's office code of ethics, core values, and officer safety. Well, as far as the safety is concerned, I got a real simple solution for that, but I guess there probably was some conflict in the whole law enforcement judicial branch, and the lawyers were saying that, having intimate relations people on the job is left for us. It's a lawyer's job to screw people on the job.
That's really great.
So I guess that...
that seems so appropriate.
And untouchable. Yes. But that, how would the deputy... I mean, if you're doing your job and you're out there in something that's visible for miles, cars are all black and white with lights on them, and you're wearing a badge, and you're completely visible, and it's broad daylight, I'm assuming.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah. How do you expect not to get caught? You're in radio contact. The radio's right on your shoulder. How do you expect not to get caught misbehaving on the job?
Well, we almost got killed on the way here because there was a cop with the lights on coming around the corner, and you couldn't hear the siren because there's trees everywhere.
Well, it was a curve, John, and it was a blind curve to us because, there was the woods. And he came around and passed the person in the oncoming lane.
Coming towards me.
So
well, you couldn't hear the siren because it was coming around a corner and there's lots of trees. So I couldn't hear the siren until I could see him.
Yeah.
And he was in my lane.
Yes.
There was no reason for him to be going that fast. What kind of emergency could he have had?
So if you're listening, Starsky, slow it down. Yeah, it was almost a head-on collision, and all we were trying to do was get to work. So
yeah, exactly. Come on now.
Yes, I was completely disgusted by that.
Yes.
Speaking of the police, here's another story. Now this is a guy who's really not thinking things through.
Okay.
This happened in Florence, New Jersey, in our neck of the woods. A man allegedly had fled from a traffic stop in southern New Jersey with a police officer inside his car.
Okay.
Florence police tell the Burlington County Times that 19-year-old Randy Ino Masse of Wilmington, Delaware, was stopped early Saturday for speeding. When officers started speaking with Masse, they said he tried to drive off. An officer then entered the car through the driver's side door and tried to stop him, but Masse drove off with the officer still in the vehicle. A short time later, the officer was able to stop the vehicle. He faces numerous charges, including aggravated assault, eluding, drug charges, and motor vehicle citations.
Wow.
So, if you're trying to run from the police,
make sure they're not in your car.
It's really not a good idea to take them with you. You're not accomplishing anything.
That's happened to me a couple times, and after like the third or fourth time, I'm just like, you know what? I just need to make sure they're not like. One time they were in the back seat,
on duty and getting. Okay. See how these stories just kind of flow together.
They do.
Exactly. The police officer dove in the driver's side, so he had to drive up to try to escape. That's
ridiculous.
I'm thinking this guy
not real bright.
He probably should be sleeping it off in the pokey.
Yeah. It never ends with you.
It doesn't. I just can't. There's no way for me.
One vicious circle
to even speak. The other police officer story I have, and you have to look at this guy's mugshot to realize that he gets no sympathy. This guy, he dressed himself up as a fake police officer and pulled over a real cop.
What?
Yeah. St. Augustine, Florida, police say a man impersonating an officer faces charges after signaling a real detective to pull over on a road in Florida. That's his face right there. You were trying to look at that. Okay. St. Johns County authorities say 20-year-old Matthew Michael Lee McMahon. How many names do you need, for crying out loud? Activated a red and blue light Monday.
In case he forgot one, he'd have a couple backups or something.
One of my names is Lee. I can remember.
It starts with an M.
He activated a red and blue light Monday while driving behind an unmarked sheriff's car. Detective Chance Anderson.
My God.
Isn't that right out of television? Oh boy, it's Eric Estrada is up for this role. Chance Anderson pulled. Now Pepper Anderson was that was one cop that deserved her name. That was what was her name? Angie Dickinson. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Anyway,
yeah,
I digress.
That.
Chance Anderson pulled over and was shocked to see an unknown face behind the wheel of the other car. First Coast News reports that during his more than 10 years of service, the detective has arrested several police impersonators, but one had never ordered him to stop his car. McMahon is charged with A, stupidity, and impersonating a police officer and unlawfully displaying blue lights. I guess some Christmas trees are in trouble, too. He was released Tuesday after posting $5,500 in bail. It wasn't clear whether he's hired an attorney.
Wait a minute. So you impersonate a police officer pulling over another police officer, and you only have to pay $5,500 in bail.
So I wonder if there's any extra if you beat him up a little bit.
That's crazy to me.
If you put the Rodney King on him,
That's nuts.
For an extra $100, it might be worth it. If it's somebody who had a bad experience with.
Do you think they have like a price list?
A sliding scale for people, depending on their income.
Think? Yeah. Like a price list, like for bail. You could look at so you could decide if it was worth it or not.
And there are coupons.
Yeah. Okay, buy one, 10% get one
off bail.
Free.
Yeah.
Punch one cop, get one free.
Yes, or no, I'm not. I was going to go back to the other story. I guess I'm not.
We're just joking. Who does? That's stupid.
Well,
that's my whole point. Is somebody impersonates a police officer? They only have to pay $5,500 bail. That seems crazy to me. It seems a little bit low. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I would think impersonating a judge would be, a little bit more of a fruitful effort. Just, have them pay the fines in cash and give you the bond money.
Exactly.
Yeah. Probably clean up.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm sorry. As I digress. What we usually do at the bottom of the hour, if I'm not just chattering away like nobody's business, is to take some time out for some commercial breaks and say thank you to the folks that make this show possible. So, without any further ado, we're going to try our new setup and see if this works, and we will be right back with you. At Steel Shield Consulting, we're aware that these troubled economic times lead to, trouble. We stand ready to provide the security solutions and peace of mind that people desire at a minute fraction of the cost of national firms with multi-year contracts. Companies that offer bare bones packages that leave vulnerabilities in place. Since the idea is total protection, shouldn't you be offered total solutions? At Steel Shield Consulting, we strive to construct an impenetrable barrier of protection, custom designed to cover all the bases. The time is now. The need is urgent and money is tight. We address this with Steel Shield's triple play, promptly addressing critical home security needs while working within budgets. Save yourself thousands without sacrificing protections. Remote alarm notification, two-way emergency voice communication, and all the important features you want and need can be had for thousands less than the other guys. Call Steel Shield today and give yourself the peace and security you need at 856-571-3939. That's 856-571-3939. Steel Shield Consulting. Hey, if you'd like to be a guest on the Doc and Amy Show and exhibit your talent, let us know about it at www.thedocandamyshow.com, right there on the World Wide Web. That's thedocandamyshow.com. If you're an up-and-coming performer, if you have some kind of talent you'd like to showcase on our program, we'd love to have you. Just let us know. www.thedocandamyshow.com. You could be our next star.
Hey, everybody. We want to let you in on a little secret of ours. CPS Computers. They have new computers and equipment for you at great prices. And they do free diagnostics. And they can fix your broken machine for you. And get this. They can also do screen repair. And now, hard drive recovery. Remember, diagnostics are free. And if you have a computer-related need, they can help you out. They have two locations, one in Woodbury Heights at 722 Mantua Pike between the Subway and the Dollar Tree. The phone number for that location is 856-251-1005. And they have another location in Cinnaminson in the Sherwin-Williams Plaza at 1204 Route 130 North. The phone number for that location in Cinnaminson is 856-829-3289. For a limited time, just mention the Doc and Amy Show for a 10% discount and look for information and coupons on our website, thedocandamyshow.com. Remember, CPS Computers for everything you need for your computer.
Okay, we're back. What we want to do also is let you know that we have a brand new member of our growing family, TLC's Polish Water Ice. They have two convenient locations nearby to serve you, one in Woodbury at 534 Route 45 next to the Domino's, and also one at 460 Herfville Cross Keys Road by the Subway. This creamy water ice treat that began on the boardwalk is now proud to say, from the boardwalk to your sidewalk. More about that in a minute, but let's have Amy tell you about her personal experience.
I was never a fan of water ice until I got a free sample of the boardwalk one day, and then I was hooked. I'm literally addicted to this stuff. When we visited the Washington Township store, Matt, the owner, he was so nice. We had a double take deal that we couldn't use up since it was just the two of us, and he insisted that I take some more water ice home.
Excellent. Well, I've spoken with Matt as well, and I'm impressed not only with their customer service, but they're making it more convenient than ever for you to get some Polish water ice, too. Now, from the boardwalk to your sidewalk, let's you know that if you have an event or fundraiser and you'd like to include some amazing Polish water ice, their We'll Come to You program makes that happen. Matt will make sure that your event includes that great Polish water ice treat. Just give him a call at 856-381-3332 or email him at eatpolishwaterice@gmail.com. And be on the lookout for Polish water ice available at retailers around the area.
You can find them on Facebook at TWP Polish Water Ice. Go try it for yourself. You'll get hooked, too.
Excellent.
Do you like great Italian food? Then you have to visit The Vault, located at 810 East Clements Bridge Road in Runnymede, New Jersey. They make the best South Philly gravy and homemade meatballs and feature Richie's Pizza, voted the best of South Jersey 5 years in a row. Check out our specials. Monday and Thursdays is Burger Mania. Choose one of 13 great burgers with fries for only $7.50. Wednesdays and Saturdays, enjoy one of 14 great pasta dishes, including salad and garlic bread for just $9.99. Thursdays and Fridays, it's Richie's award-winning large pizza, $8.99 dine-in or take-out. Sunday, it's delicious meals of mussels for $8.99 or manicotti and meatballs for $9.99. Every day is special at The Vault. Enjoy our Summer Wing Fest 2014. Get this, folks, 10 jumbo party wings, only $6.50. And every day is happy hour. Great drink specials from 11 to 7. That's the Vault at 810 East Clements Bridge Road between the Black Horse Pike and the Jersey Turnpike. Their telephone number is 856-219-3441. The Vault, locking in savings on great food. Get to the Vault.
Alrighty then. Thank you everyone for sticking around, and we certainly enjoy our little break there. We ran out and acted like cops for just a little bit.
Yeah, we did. We were role playing.
We did. Now we're in
I
trouble.
won.
I don't think you're thinking of the same story I was thinking of. However, now, do you have anything up your sleeve there that you can share with us?
I don't know if I feel like it. Yeah, I do. I have a couple headlines. Just some fun headlines I grabbed off the internet.
Okay.
First one. Quirky mom decides to use ground turkey in her hamburger helper.
Ooh.
I know. It's wild. Crazy.
Oh, somebody stop her.
I know. Second, in an effort to shut up his mother and aunts when asked if he has found a girlfriend yet, a 42-year-old area man answers, no, schools are closed for the summer.
Oh, okay.
In a recent interview, God admits to creating murderers and child abusers, but still refuses to admit that he created the KFC Double Down.
Who can blame him?
That's disgusting.
Yes.
Okay. Russia has refused to allow the U.S. to use their space station. Next time on Big Brother.
Okay, yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
You know, we got some money in that. I should think that we could, maybe work something out with, all of the nations who are throwing things into space to get us there. But whatever.
They're just, you know what? In my opinion, this whole U.S.-Russia thing, it's all passive-aggressive. Like, there's a picture on the internet of the two of them staring at each other at the D-Day celebration. Seriously? Like, just staring at each other.
Oh, is that when Obama was chewing gum and snapping his girdle at the festivities?
Snapping his girdle.
I can't believe this guy.
They're both passive-aggressive.
Yeah, but one is clearly more capable.
Yeah. Or just plain capable.
Yes. Well said. Speaking of war.
Okay. That's what you like to speak of?
Well, I'm just trying to, get in ahead of everyone else. When Germany surrendered in World War II, the military leaders of the administration at the time, military leaders under the administration at the time, told reporters to keep it a secret.
Okay.
Yeah. It was 69 years ago this month, the world leaders tried to delay the reporting of one of the biggest stories of the century, and they might have been successful, too, if this one rogue journalist had said, no way. It was Edward Kennedy, Paris bureau chief for the Associated Press, kind of disregarded that. They were going to hold the story. They had these reporters in a schoolhouse, near the location where the surrender was signed, and had them all witnessing the signing, and then tried to gag them and say they couldn't release it. It was a timing thing, and
but they technically can't gag them unless it's a national security issue.
Well, they
right?
considered it national security. We still had guys in the field and so forth and so on.
Okay.
However, there were 17 reporters and handpicked reporters in this pool, and it was in Reims, in France, a city known for its champagne. It's about 90 miles northeast of Paris. Everybody went there. They all get sequestered into the school building. 17 of them, and they were not happy. So, anyway, this rogue reporter goes on and files his story, and that's how we came to know about the surrender of the Germans in a timely fashion in the way that we did. So that's just something, we've been celebrating D-Day and different things.
I think Madonna wrote that song about this whole thing. You know that song, Rogue?
Like a
Come
German?
On, Rogue. No, I was thinking about Rogue.
Like a German.
Let your body move to the music.
Surrendered at a place in Reims. Like a German.
Come on, Rogue.
Rogue. Yeah. Anyway.
Like a German.
You brought it up. I had to do something with it.
I'm going to play that over and over and over at home. That's going to be great.
I can't wait. I'm surprised we don't hear back to back.
She's dressed in ladderhosen, like those little German schoolgirl outfits, and she's doing the rogue thing. Come on, rogue.
Okay, well, I can't wait for that to transpire. I can tell you. So now I'm completely lost here. Now I've got a lot of I managed to stumble on a lot of police related stories.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. In Santa Fe, police say a group of suspected teen vandals in New Mexico got so rattled when a crime victim chased after them that they called 911 and were arrested as a result.
They got arrested.
They had to be arrested to be rescued from their victim.
What? That sounds like something that would happen to us.
Oh, that sounds
they didn't really arrest them permanently, did they?
Well, no one gets arrested permanently.
Well, you know what I mean.
Unless it's by the Germans. No.
Yeah, no kidding.
Police say the teens, who were ranged in age from 15 to 18, shot at several windshields with BB guns in a Santa Fe neighborhood, and one victim jumped in his car and followed him. An official said the teens called 911, telling the dispatcher the car would speed up whenever they did. The teens, they followed him and just freaked him out, I guess. The teens faced property damage and drug paraphernalia charges.
The original teens who got...
The teens.
Shot the BB gun.
Yeah, well, they didn't just go out chasing random teenagers in marauding victim hordes. No, it was
marauding victim.
I don't know
hordes.
what I'm saying here anymore. It just
I kind of have a.
If I lapse into Madonna lyrics, the show's over for me. I'm done.
I have a similar type story.
All right.
3 Canadian prisoners escaped Saturday when a helicopter swooped down and picked them up. And I just want to say. Thank you, Canadian prisoners. I now have the plan of attack in place for the next family barbecue.
I've been...
I think one can squeeze.
I've been admonished to say nothing. No,
Less to be taken the wrong way.
Yes. Anytime, you're in a wide open space and you want to leave, it's nice to have a helicopter on standby.
It's very convenient. So, thank you, Canadian prisoners.
Okay.
Somehow, I just feel like Canadian prisoners would be more couth.
Very polite.
Polite and classy. All the Canadian prisons are super clean with healthy whole grain foods. They would garden. And
you left my cell door open, eh?
Yeah.
Mind shutting that, eh?
Is that for you, Wade?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like even Canadian murderers would be really polite and stuff. I don't know why I think that.
Well, they're not allowed guns, so I'm sure they probably just
they can have
talk you to
some
death.
guns.
Yeah, they drown you in beer.
I think they can have hunting rifles and stuff, but I don't know. It just seems like everything there's what's the I wouldn't say the Clockwork Orange. That's not what I meant.
Only in your head, darling.
No, the Stepford Wives. It seems like the whole country's in a good way.
Well, here it's like the Deptford Wives. So
yeah, really, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, I don't know. That's how I picture it. I know that's really, really, really stupid.
John, I think her head is full of fairies, butterflies, and cotton candy.
Just the Canadian section of my head.
North of the brain. Yeah, okay. Canadian prisoners must be so polite.
I know.
Where do you come up with that?
I don't know why my brain thinks that.
And the French prisoners are so rude. Whatever.
You never want to go to prison in France.
Right. All the sneering.
They are so rude.
And you can't understand them.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Whatever.
Come on, rogue.
Oh, jeez. John. Anyway.
I can't believe you were saying like a German.
Let's not go there.
Oh, we will go there. Oh, we will.
I'd much rather go back to the old cop story. But here's a story. Now I don't know which of these ideas to address first, but I'm gonna go with the news story.
Okay.
Out of Massachusetts, a little town called East Hampton. Authorities say a customer at a Massachusetts restaurant became sick when an employee mistakenly sprinkled a chemical cleaner on food instead of grated cheese.
How could you possibly mistake a chemical cleaner for cheese?
I will tell you.
That was rhetorical, but okay.
East Hampton Health agent Jackie Duda. No kidding.
You did not.
Duda. That's how her name is spelled. It's got to be Duda.
I think it's Duda.
Either way, it's not really good. Says the teenager fell ill immediately after eating the food Sunday at Riff's joint and was taken to an emergency room. She says the teen is recovering and no one else is believed to have eaten the cleaner. The victim is much whiter and doesn't. There's no evidence of abrasion. So, no. Apparently, the cleaner was removed from its original container and placed in another that was not properly labeled, and it just kind of looked like the grated cheese container. So she shook it on somebody's food.
Oh my God.
An incident called gross human error. Now, I tell you that to tell you this. It reminded me of this story from my youth. Back in Indiana, in the day when I was very young, dentists were not popular.
Didn't the town carpenters used to be dentists back then?
I did plumbers, anybody that wanted to be.
Okay,
really,
I just
barbers,
wanted to clarify that. Okay.
Yeah.
The barbers were dentists,
Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
yeah.
But this was an actual dentist.
And they were also the coroners after the shootout out on Main
But this
Street.
was a real dentist, like you had progressed in life.
There's no dentist involved. If you hadn't interrupted me, we'd be in the middle of the story by now.
Okay.
No, my mom wanted to whiten her teeth, and there were no whitening strips and that sort of thing, and the mouthwashes that whiten your teeth, and all the things that whiten your teeth. It didn't exist.
Right.
So she would take Comet with chloranol D, that rubbing, scratchy, powdery cleanser thing, and brush her teeth with that.
Oh my God, she did not do that.
She did, absolutely. Why would I say it if she didn't do it?
Wow, that's crazy.
It worked.
It worked?
I tried it. It tasted nasty. It dried your mouth all out, but it did work.
Oh my God, that's gross.
And because I was, I don't know, well, my permanent teeth were when I was probably 13, 14 years old. She told me to try it, and I did, and I found out that it wasn't a good idea.
Wow.
It tasted nasty. It made your mouth very dry. It did brighten your teeth up, but there was not a definite future in it. So I decided to stop.
That's interesting.
Yes. So that's a story from that's
lovely.
In Indiana, you by God used what you had to use. You know, there was no lotion and no moisturizing or anything like that. If you had some dry skin, you took an SOS pad to it and got rid of it.
Oh God.
They
had lotion back then.
Not well, it was available, but you had to wait for the stage to bring it.
Oh, stop.
Anyway, no, it was. There was not a whole lot back then to be. Remember, this was years before you were born.
I know.
So
I know how
you have to go with my story.
So did you hear about the bricks crumbling?
I did.
Yeah, I sent John a song, and he's going to play it at the end of the show.
Yes, I remember.
It's a Todd Chappelle song.
And Todd Chappelle, friend of the show, he is guilty of many, many good pieces of music that we play from time to time.
Funny.
And last week, I think, was the Bee song.
Yes, he has another fresh and new one.
Yes, well, the story is the bridge in Delaware. It's Route 495, I think. It comes off of I-95. I guess it's a high-traffic thoroughfare.
Yeah.
And a contractor had obtained some land, rented it, bought it, whatever, and dumped tons and tons of dirt. And it shifted the whole complexion of the ground where, adjacent to where the pilings were driven for this bridge.
Right.
And these big concrete pillars started to lean. So just out of safety, they decided to shut the bridge down, and it's really a complicated thing. So here in just a few minutes, we will give you an example, a musical example.
As much as it stinks, it is good that they caught it, and it's good that they shut it down to make sure it's safe because, obviously if the bridge collapsed, it would be horrible.
Nowadays, if the bridge had collapsed, you would have exactly the same number complaining about that as the number of people who are inconvenienced by having to take an alternate route. So
it's better to be safe than sorry. The bridges in this country are in bad shape, so it's not like it can't happen. It will happen.
Some of the railroads too. I mean, some have been there since the Civil War. So, it needs a little. Some places need a little bit of work. I would like to see them attack some of the streets and roadways around here because there are open graves in them.
Absolutely horrible.
But we'll get to that another day.
Yeah. That's another complaint for another day.
Yes, as if there's a shortage. You got any complaints, John? Anything we can help you out with over there?
No complaints.
You liar. Everybody has complaints. I mean, there's got to be something. Not enough.
He lives in Doodah Land. What does he know?
Not enough turkey meat in your. What was the lady in your hamburger helper?
Yeah, really. That was exciting. I think we might have to pursue this like a German song. Maybe we'll write it and record it for next week.
Oh, yeah, why not? Yes, if you think that's a good idea, either in the few minutes we have left, you can call us at 856-227-1360.
We're not going to get any calls.
Or you can drop us a line on our website, www.thedocandamyshow.com. Go to, I think it's the second page. It says contact us. You can't miss it. You can give us an email right there. You can email us directly at docandamy@gmail.com. You can tweet us, at Doc and Amy Show.
There you go.
And so we're available. So, and dirt cheap. So you can get in touch with us.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, again, I've had to bite my tongue so many times. I feel like I have had lunch in a deli. Whatever.
Ooh, let's go.
Obviously, we don't rehearse the show, so my offhand comments can be unwelcome. So, as you have seen. Do you have any parting words, any short segment there that we can use for about a minute?
I want to talk about this quick article. Bobby Jindal. Is he
a race car driver?
Yes,
okay.
He's a Louisiana's governor. Yeah. I'm
thinking of Bobby Rahal. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Okay.
He stated that in a speech that he made that Obama has adopted a catch and release policy toward terrorists in reference to Bergdahl. So yes, I say in my speech that he's adopted a catch and release policy for our tax dollars. That's all I have to say.
Absolutely. Okay. Yes, and release them in many directions.
Yes, exactly.
And in abundant amounts. You can't.
Exactly.
Can't leave that out.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about anything else with that story. We're going to stay off that hot topic for this week. The Bergdahl thing. I don't think that's something we should discuss.
Yes,
we'll keep our opinions to ourselves.
I was on the verge of retracting my initial statement from last week's show until further evidence, but I'm just going to let it go.
Some things you just can't make funny.
Well, like if you can retract them, but it's not worth the effort.
Like if you would stand up right now and just trip and fall flat on your face, that would be really funny. This story's not funny, though. Or you singing like a German, that was hilarious. Funny, not funny. Funny,
I can sing like a German.
That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have you sing the song. I'll write the song, and you could sing it in a German accent.
I can't wait to be a part of this.
We are doing this next week. I am there. We're doing it. I'm not even kidding you.
Whatever. Well, you can't say you haven't been warned. I really doubt that this is going to happen by next week.
It will happen.
But anyway, so what we would like to do, it's getting to that time. We would like to thank you for joining us here at the Doc and Amy Show. And we would certainly encourage you to get in touch with us by all of those means that we mentioned, especially the docandamyshow.com. Let us know your ideas, and certainly go and visit the fine folks that help sponsor the show. We are going to be closing with Todd Chappelle, and his song is, what was the title again? I was just exposed to this right before the show.
Delaware Bridges.
Delaware Bridges. Well, let's see how my mind's working.
It's funny. Yeah, I just listened to it.
We want to thank you for joining us here at the Doc and Amy Show, and on behalf of John and Amy and myself. And what we would like to do is leave you with Todd Chappelle and Delaware Bridges.
Wilmington Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Wilmington Bridge is falling down. It's so scary. Traffic will be bad for weeks, bad for weeks, bad for weeks. Traffic will be bad for weeks. It's so scary. Build it up with iron and steel, iron and steel, iron iron and steel. It will be a big ordeal. It's so scary. We will be in a bad mood till the road is renewed. Until then, we all are screwed. It's so scary. Wilmington Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. Wilmington Bridge is falling down. It's so scary.
This is 1360 AM. WNJC, Washington Township, Philadelphia. Philadelphia's Renaissance radio station. Brought to you from Forsyth Broadcasting. Or listen to us at WNJCradio.com.